My boyfriend of 3 years stealthily took my 11-year-old dog to a vet 80 kilometers away to be put to sleep. It was only luck I found out and got him back. Boyfriend doesn't know I have my dog back, but he comes back tomorrow night. Original post, November 26th, 2016. We have a 23 female OP and a 23 male boyfriend. My boyfriend, Jay, left for a trip up the coast to help family on Friday morning. While I was at work Friday, I got a phone call from one of my ex-flatmates, Bob, who I lived with at uni. He thought he had my dog with him and phoned me because someone had dropped him off to the vet surgery he worked at to be put to sleep. Bob sent me pictures and it was my Stixie. I recognized him anywhere. I grew up with him and he was so close to me when I left home to study. There were no questions about it. Stixie stayed with me. Bob kept Stixie with him and I drove to pick him up as soon as I was out of work. Bob also showed me a phone recording he took of the vet's security camera screen. And there's no doubt in the world it's Jay dropping him off. He's even wearing the same clothes he left in this morning before I went to work. Jay has texted me a few times today and I don't know why, but I'm not confronting him about this. I'm actually scared I will utterly lose it at him. I'm running everything through my head on why he'd do this. We talked sometimes about moving north to be near his family or overseas within a few years. I can't believe I'm trying to find reasons for him to do what he did or reasons for me to not rip him a new one and dump everything he owns out on the front lawn and set fire to it tonight. I like that one. Let's do that one, chat. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Set everything he owns on fire. Bonus points if you also set him on fire. I'm half numb and half stunned beyond rational thought. Why can't I get functionally angry here? He texted me this morning like he normally does when he's away. I replied like normal though. We're not big text talkers anyways. He asked me a couple times if I was okay. Everything in the text I'm trying to read into what the hell he thinks he's hiding. I mean, he's probably waiting for you to be like, where's my dog? I can't find my dog. Oh, bro, that is diabolical fucking work, dude. Not only is he a heartless bastard for even being able to send a dog to be put down that from the sounds of it doesn't need to be put down. But then on top of that, the deception, the manipulation, the lying to your partner, that's the craziest part to me. And that's what, if I was OP, I would be leaning into that. I would be texting him like, I can't find our dog. Where's our dog? Ah, the dog's gone. Blah. But like really throwing his shit out on the front lawn and setting it on fire so that when he comes home, it's be like, hey, JK, LOL, the dog's here. Fuck you. We're broken up. Please do us a favor and deep throat a Glock. That's what OP should do in my opinion, bro. That is heinous activity. Ain't nobody doing that to my baby boy Beans. Feed him to the dog. I like that, Hedgehog. I like that. Instead of the dog getting put down, he's getting put down. No, for real. Normalize putting down men like this. Bare minimum, castrating them. Block him and report him to the police. I wonder if OP could report him to the police, right? Like he doesn't own the dog. What would that be? Like stealing OP's property? I don't know if there's such thing as like attempted destruction of property. Because like that's what he was trying to do, right? That's fucking wild. How did he expect to play this whole thing off? I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. It could also be considered animal abuse. I did not know that. Damn, shout out Bob though. Bob's the hero of the story. That is so lucky, by the way. That is so ungodly lucky. I wonder how many people that this has actually happened to. Like OP would have never known if Bob hadn't said anything. That's crazy. Relevant comment. Well, that's terrifying. Do you have a place, a friends maybe, where you and Stixie can stay for a bit while you get this sorted out? And by this, I mean your new living situation, because you really can't continue to live with the guy who just tried to kill your dog behind your back. OP, I do. At least 2 coworkers would be okay with me contacting them. I want people around me when he comes back. I wish I could make sure he knows he's no longer welcome in this home, nor can he come back and needs to go immediately. But I also know by bitter experience with a friend that kicking someone out of the dwelling they live in is a long process. I understand what OP's saying. It probably would be more of a problem to get him to leave out of a place that he lives and might have his name on the lease, but that's what he fucking deserves. So I think this must be a post in some sort of legal advice Reddit thread, because in the title, OP is asking, is what he did likely to be massively illegal? What steps can I take to protect myself before he returns tomorrow? And I also think it's important to note that OP is in Australia. This was posted November 26, 2016, the same day. Okay, so OP explains what happened, what we just read, and then they ask, how illegal is this? I currently live in a flat that I rent, and my boyfriend pays half, but I'm the only one on the lease. Oh, that's big WWs, because then that means that he has no right to be in there if his name's not on the lease. So you could just throw all of his shit out, change the locks on the door, and tell this man to go fuck himself. At least from my understanding, I'm pretty sure that's how it works in America. I'd be surprised if it didn't work like that in Australia. I want him out ASAP ASAP or I want to be out of the situation as soon as possible. What options do I not have? A friend of mine once tried to have a violent ex removed and it took months. I want to be out of this immediately. Are my only options to move? How do I protect myself from what my boyfriend, ex to me now, though he doesn't know it yet, may do to the place I rent when I return? I presume my landlord couldn't kick him out if I leave right away. He's never shown any weird tendencies before, so maybe I'm overthinking this. My boyfriend doesn't know I know what he did, nor that I have Stixie back. Sorry for the scattergun of questions. I'm scatterbrained at the moment. He only returns in 20 hours or so, and I don't ever want to see so much as a hair on his head again. Okay, so there are a couple of comments from here. I'm just going to read all of them. One of them says, not legal advice. Keep your dog somewhere else. If he has access to him, who knows what else will happen. And then another comment replies to that saying, seconded, can you afford to board him? Or have a trusted family member watch him until this douchebag is gone. And I would call that vet to report what he did if your friend hasn't. It might not help you now, but they should be aware. And then another commenter replied to that comment saying, and then ask where the dog is and see how much he's going to lie about it. Here's the thing. I feel like as little confrontation as possible would be the best move here. Like, there's no way that someone who thinks a logical and okay thing to do is take your partner's longtime dog and behind their back go have it put down at the vet. There's no way that that person thinks rationally. There's no way that that person doesn't have a high likelihood of going berserk when they get called out for their shitty actions. I think if OP's name is the only name on the lease, they are legally the only person who has any right of entry into the place. So if OP had their locks changed and told the boyfriend to go fuck himself, there's not much that the boyfriend could do legally to get in that house. I could be wrong, but I think from my understanding, that's how leases work. OP added in the comments of the first post, just got off the phone with my workmate. She's offered to come here overnight and she'll be here soon. We'll figure out what to do in the morning. I really appreciate all your posting. It only took reading a few to take myself out of this stupid stalled state of mind and move into action. It's after midnight here. I'm going to crash hard tonight. Okay, so it doesn't really look like we got any like real legal advice. I mean, maybe there was real legal advice, but I don't know. Nothing added to this Best of Reddit updates post. What are y'all saying? For sure needs to be a police report. I actually agree with that as well. Bare minimum, she should definitely report this to the police. What about squatters' rights? Squatters' rights only works as if you're like actually in the place of residence, you know? He's not there. Like, she could just change the locks and tell him to go fuck himself. That's not true. The boyfriend gets mail at the house. He still lives there. It's called squatters' rights. OP would have to evict him. That doesn't make any sense. So what you guys are saying is I could just have my mail sent to a random house, and then if they don't do anything about it, I can claim squatters' rights at that house? Is that what y'all are saying? There's no way that's true, right? That has to be the most crazy shit I've ever heard. Squatters' rights aren't as prominent as you think. Unless he can prove he got mail there for the last 12 months, he wouldn't need an eviction notice. Chat, looks like OP's gonna have to burn all the mail. Squatters' rights only apply if the owner isn't living there. I don't think OP owns this place. OP said their name is on the lease. Maybe I just don't know enough about squatters' rights. If that's how it works, for time to get my mail sent to a rich person, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you mean, bro? In Australia, squatters' rights only apply for 12 plus years. Shit, chat, are we gonna have to Google this? Here's what I'll have to say. If OP decides, hey, fuck this guy, I'm gonna get the locks changed on this house. Like, fuck him, I live here now, whatever. If he wants to pursue squatters' rights, he's got to take that up with the landlord, right? If he legally does that, like, I don't know. At that point, OP can just vacate the premises and let him have it. But I think for the current short-term situation, like, if this is me, I'm telling this guy to get fucked and changing the locks on him. And then if he wants to pursue it legally, like, there's nothing that he can do, right? I mean, maybe he could break into the house, but that's illegal. Googled it. In most Australia states, it is 12 years or more. Okay, shit. Listen, the dude's name isn't on the lease. Like, unless they've lived there for 12 years, I tell this guy get fucked. Update 1 was posted the next day, November 27th, 2016. It was just a quick edit. A night's sleep with good people around me helped. I phoned a workmate to see if I could go stay there with Stixie, and she came over here for the night instead. We spoke and we have a plan. Thank you for the links to the NSW laws. It looks like I might be in the clear with forcing my ex out. I am the renter. I am the only name on the lease, and we had no written agreement. From my understanding, he is a boarder or lodger and can be removed quickly. I'll have to clarify, of course, but that gives me confidence. I was freaking out because I didn't know where to start last night. My ex will be confronted with more people I know in the house backing me up. Stixie is also in good health. He's 11 and a bit too fat and slower than he used to be, but he's fine. These photos are from early November when we visited a property out of town. He started life as a farm dog and going back made his day. No way there's a fucking dog photo. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. the photo is gone. Are you fucking for real? Are you for real? That's so sad. Chat, this is the most disappointing day of my fucking life. I've never been more disappointed than this moment in my entire life. And I've slept with your mom. Oh, I'm sorry. That was so immature. That was super immature. Editor's note, link no longer works and I was unable to retrieve the pics. This is the saddest part of my entire night, chat. I'm so sad. I'm so disappointed. He's not microchipped. I'm taking a personal leave day Monday and getting him chipped first thing. Okay. Yeah, definitely the move there. Update 2 posted the next day, November 28th, 2016. He came back. He lied. I was upset and looked it. We gave him enough rope to make excuse after changing excuse. First, he was shocked Stixie was gone and would help look for him. Then he was shocked someone took him to a vet to be put down. Then when confronted with proof it was him, he claimed Stixie was hit by a car and he had to end his suffering. When confronted with a live, happy Stixie, he turned it around and it ended with him telling me he should have had me. What? When confronted with a live, happy Stixie, he turned it around and it ended with him telling me he should have had me put down. Okay, well, I hope you recorded that so you can show to the police and be like, this man threatened my life, get me a restraining order. Like, what? My coworker, her partner, and I told him he was not welcome in the house anymore and that they were moving in with me and that everyone in the house and the neighbor we both get along well with who saw him return on Friday to take Stixie now knows what kind of person he was. He left of his own accord and took some of his stuff. I'm no closer to knowing for sure why he tried what he did. Sorry for jamming up legal advice with this one. It wasn't much of a legal ending. So you didn't burn his shit? Sad. A shame that people like this get off scot-free. I really hope that bare minimum OP filed a police report or something. Like, this should be on record somewhere that this guy is fucking crazy. I also think that they need on record somewhere that this man literally threatened to put OP down. Like, what? Just insane behavior. Who does that to a dog, man? That makes me sad. I love puppies. Yeah, Kira, she was saying that it was very out of character for him, so I don't know. I mean, this was back in 2016, guys, so I don't know if this account is still active. Oh, they deleted all their posts. They might just be better people than me, but if one of my friends' partners threatened to kill one of my friends, they would get the beatdown of their lifetime in that moment. I would go to jail ASAP Rocky, chat. That's crazy. Could have been deleted due to an ongoing legal battle. I mean, maybe, potentially. I do have to say, I was talking to my friend who's a lawyer. She was telling me, she was like, oh, at least 2 or 3 times a week, part of her job is to go to like the social media of who her clients are up against and look through to see if they posted anything incriminating. And she's like, 9 times out of 10, they have posted something incriminating. So if you guys are ever in a legal battle, make sure your social media is nice and tidied up. Mine wouldn't be.